Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honors the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who are teaching this truth and sincerity. And a shout out to Yakim that's out there on the four corners of the earth proclaiming this truth. Bracha the Yahweh, Bracha the Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash, Brakatam. So, taking a good look at what's going on here with the economy first, may as well, because we know that Windows 19 has everything to do with the fall of the economy and the beginning of the digital implementation, which leads to the mark of his name. You know, receiving the mark of his name in order to buy or sell, which we already know we have the precursor, you know, of the Windows 19 download. So all that's put into place, you know, now dealing with the financial collapse.
Another week, another record for container shipping spot rates.
And don't forget, shortages have everything to do with it too.
Momentum is accelerating. There is a scramble to get empty containers to West Coast ports so they can be returned to Asia and used for U.S. imports. There is no cure for high prices quite like high prices. It's called inflation. You print money, it buys less. And more inflation is coming. Costs of everything is going up, and quick. The prices of some things the regime can control, others it can't. International shipping is a can't for the plunge protection team. Use the pandemic to disrupt the supply chains and voila. Prices up, profits down. The trend here is that every person in the US is going to be a multi-millionaire from government handouts, and there will be nothing to buy anywhere. With continual shutdowns, I don't see how anyone can expect the shelves in stores to get restocked anytime in the foreseeable future. Between the real and manufactured supply chain issues, rising costs of fuels worldwide, shortages of containers and glut of containers sitting empty at the end of routes requiring a deadhead run to fetch, retooling to assemble goods in Indonesia and points outside China, folks need to consider the rising inflation here and in other countries. They've managed to conceal it from the consumers with product shrinkage and shortages rising demand. It's become obvious the banksters think they can print themselves out of this pickle, but we all know what that means. Rising inflation, and if they play their cards wrong as they have been, we likely will see hyperinflation within the next couple years. Unless you're flush with bucks like most of us, we have eliminated our debt, stacked a little gold and silver and stored up hard goods, supplies and food, holding our collective breaths to waiting to learn how the government will creatively legislate our stacks away from us. Shipping rates used to be in the cellar, which creates low capacity. Now as shipping rates rocket up, and especially with so much low-cost money to borrow, shippers will be able to invest in shipping containers. Spot ocean container rates are up triple digits year on year, ergo they must be near their peak. They're so high they don't have much more room to run. So goes a common belief in the container market, despite the fact that this premise has already been proven wrong, and that container rates could theoretically have a lot more room to run if the upper limit is defined the same way it is in non-containerized shipping. There is already enough shipping chaos, logjams, container port congestion, rail terminal congestion, container shortages, delays of all kinds, along with various shortages, including the semiconductor shortage that has wreaked havoc in the auto industry and consumer electronics, amid surging consumer prices and exploding transportation costs across the spectrum as an overstimulated economy is grappling with a supply chain nightmare. And now China has suspended operations at the newly built Meishan container terminal at Ningbo Zhoushan Port, China's second busiest port after Shanghai. The mega terminal accounts for about 25% of the port's traffic. What's unbelievable about it is how stupid Jerome Powell and company and Congress are. They overreacted in grotesque fashion and just printed like there was no tomorrow. These are the distortions you get from such myopic, reckless behaviors. The ivory towers who softened the ground for it to happen have never thought about it. Figuratively speaking, that ship has sailed. Printing dollars is so much more fun. The few chip factories currently under construction will have to find customers outside of defense and the auto industry or ship to Asia. However, hardly by the container. When you print and spend $4 trillion, it's got to be produced and shipped by somebody. Think about Powell effortlessly buying $120 billion in assets, then think about a Chinese production worker killing themselves to make $4 per hour to get the 1,000 pieces per day out the door. All of of the QE has kept the big lie wheel turning. Once it starts to strip some gears, we will have significantly lower demand and massively increased poverty. Once we start to see a major drop in consumption in the US, these will start to move the opposite way. Container inventories will jump. The Fed prays for a black swan. Speaking of rates, they are rising into the taper. That's like supercharging a rocket. But the bankers know this. What the Fed bankers don't know is their next policy move. They want to remain dovish, but how can they with the system as weak as it is? Their only hope is an outside catastrophe they can use as a scapegoat. The end may or may not be in sight, but it is coming. This kind of profligacy must always come to an end. The problem is there is no price discovery mechanism left in the market. The Fed has their heavy hand on everything, so everything is fake. In about 2 weeks, millions upon millions of bums lose those billions in UI pandemic stimulus bonuses in half the states. With $1 of government spending estimated by most economists to circulate through an economy at 7 to 10 times, removing that scam and this phony economy craters. The cheap Chinese crap purchases come to a screeching halt and watch money velocity stick pin straight down, even worse than it already is, and inflation out of control. Those ports will clear right on out shortly. Everyone was complaining about the UI Benny's program, including me. Not one person ever asked what happens when it stops. The red states were right in stopping it, but their economies are going to take a hit. States like California, Illinois, and New York are not about to turn down the free money and will milk that until the cows come home. Even if you like it or not, never turn down free federal money for your constituents because you can't fill a few burger flipper jobs. That was stupid. Empty shipping containers will become the poor man's tiny home. Welcome back to the Atlantis Report. You are here for your daily dose of the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Which is what we have here at Great Millstone, is the 100% truth. And here you have it, you know. Bill Maher, who's a liberal, even he is taking a jab at the so-called mandated Windows 19 download. I don't want a booster, Bill Maher yells at triggered liberal guests. So even he is beginning to question the motives of the hoax. During Friday's edition of Real Time with Bill Maher, the show upset a guest and many audience members by admitting he doesn't want to take the Windows 19 download booster shot due to the original Crown Royal failing to efficiently protect for the virus. But the Biden administration has urged all dumbasses to take the booster shot, because that's what they are, you know. And, you know, we're going to see a lot more. Fucky dismisses freedom and call for Windows 19 download mandates. The time has come. Enough is enough. I'm trying to learn the new metaphor here. Slovakia. Either way, though, you know, talking heads. After the FDA finally approved the Pfizer Crown Royal, Fucky immediately issued a decree via a permanent CNN propaganda machine that it is time for nationwide mandates. So he wants everybody to take it, you know. And then again, you know, who really wants that Windows 19 download? Dixie Fire, Monument Fire, Antelope Fire, latest updates, Northern California fires. So, you know, we got these going on here while there's floods in other places, right? And then you got the drought hoaxes as well. We made the story free and important public service. 9 wildfires continue to burn across Northern California. As of Tuesday, the fires had burned nearly 1.3 million acres, and all done on purpose, which includes the Dixie Fire, the country's largest active wildfire, and the second largest ever in California history. The fire has been burning more than 6 weeks, and on purpose. You know, because again, a firefighter's day isn't to fight the fire, but rather to move trees out of the way so it can burn through. The Dixie Fire has scorched more than 1,140 square miles in 5 counties, destroying much of the historic town of Greenville. All done on purpose, just like they leveled Paradise. And as you know, and you and I both know that the likelihood of this, just like with all the others, though, is because they downloaded Windows 19 to their computer, and this is the results. Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts dies after tour pullout. Yes, because again, you know, he was not going to be able to make the current Rolling Stones tour. And yeah, he dies at 80 years old, and you can best believe it's because he downloaded a Windows 19 update to his computer. Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts, widely regarded as one of the coolest men in rock, a jazz enthusiast and snappy dresser, died on Tuesday, just 3 weeks out of pulling out of the band's upcoming U.S. tour for health reasons. He was 80 years old. So, we already know that who the Rolling Stones are, but, you know, either way, though, pretty much, you know, he's one of the original members, you know. Dr. Fucky, not to do this if you got Pfizer. Not to do what? What does this fuck off have to say? The Windows 19 download available in the US were all found to be highly effective, no matter which one you receive. But as the Delta variant has quickly spread to be the dominant strain, breakthrough infections in fully finessed people have become more of a concern for some. Now as the research to shed light, yeah, and they want advice from him. Fucky, the pedophile White House CV advisors took time to warn people who got the Pfizer to not do one thing in the wake of a new study. Fucky asked about a recent study that found Moderna to be more effective against the surge of Delta. And don't forget Lambda, Lambda, Lambda. Right. We already implemented boosters for the immune compromised. It's clear we want to make sure we get people, if possible, to get the boost from the original that they had. And a lot of blah, blah, blah. But either way, though, now that's been FDA approved, you know, a lot of people are going to run and jump off the cliff. Some hesitant Edomites, you know, aka Babylonians, because, you know, not just Edomites live in Babylon, but nonetheless, though, get the Windows 19 update after Pfizer gets full FDA approval. There's really no running away from it anymore. You know, so here we go. Stupid is as stupid does. Is it gonna actually? Slovakia, these things just take some time. Not gonna wait for it. Texas town shuts down after seeing spike in Crown Royal cases. An entire town in Texas was forced to shut down after half the residents tested positive. Here we go with the fake positives again, false positives. So there we go. Coming to a city near you. Governor deploys National Guard troops to hospitals across state. Let's see if I can get it to play. Fuck it, I'll try. Nope. Maybe I can do it this way. Governor Kemp has deployed more than 100 National Guardsmen to hospitals across the state to help with the hoax. So. Nope. That has nothing to do with it. Anyways. Never mind. Masks to be required in Oregon's outdoor public gatherings. So there you go, man. You know, they're going to make sure that everybody can't breathe. Yeah. So do your shit, man. You don't want to be breathing bacteria all the time. People in Oregon, regardless of status, will once again be required to wear masks in most outdoor gatherings, including large outdoor events where physical distancing is not possible, beginning Friday. So there you go. The mandate announced by Fuck Brown as a part of growing lists of statewide requirements implemented in Oregon in an attempt to show their power in the spread of Windows 19 false positives. Oregon is one of the handful of states with an indoor mask mandate in effect. Yeah. So now you have to wear it outdoors too. Spain's Supreme Court rules against using passports to restrict access to public places. Yeah, but you know he'll cause all both small and great. It is the first time a court of a European member state has challenged the use of passports domestically. Spain's Supreme Court made waves last week by becoming the first judicial authority in Europe to rule against the use of passports to restrict access to public spaces, specifically hospitality businesses, bars, restaurants, and nightclubs. It is not the first Spanish court to come against the passports, but it is the most important. So far, only 5 of Spain's 17 autonomous regions, the Canary Islands, Ceuta, and Melilla, have proposed using the passports to restrict access to public places, and all have been rejected by local judges. So there you go. But how long will that last? Enjoy it while you can, because eventually it's going to be worldwide shutdown. Central banks cannot really taper in this slowdown. Yeah, I wonder why. So, wonder if I can. Yeah, I'll just copy that and see if we can get that up there. I don't know if that worked or not.